well with the Grimstroke, you got to remember, I feel like that can be very nice against the Venge. It just makes the Venge's game a little harder to play in terms of looking for those swap saves, because not only so the hero on the front lines have to make sure he's not standing near anyone, when the Venge is swapping him back, if he's just had a soulbind thrown onto him, if he gets swapped back into the rest of the team, someone else is going to get held back on the back lines. So that Grimstroke definitely has a lot of potential to sort of trip up those sort of plays that Fade will look for.
Well, Alliance is using almost all their time. They will finally go with that Legion Commander.
The Legion Commander is not the hero that I really think of with the Soulbind, but it's okay. You can get double duels, but I do think it works really well with the Inkswell. And I think having a save hero, because you opted out of that from your supports, you don't have a clear save for your Void, and he is being targeted, right? He's got this silence. They've now got this swap rupture combo that they can do, something that you can cleanse this Void, something to be able to get rid of if he does get silenced or is stunned, something to be able to give him that opportunity to time walk could be really important.
Well, there goes the DP. We've seen Alliance, they love last picking that hero, and just, if Limp has a good lane, you just group up behind him and makes the game pretty easy. So what do you think Alliance needs to ban? Do you want to ban out like a harder middle carry?
OD maybe?
OD?
I mean, it's
first Void, you're right.
We know Aster do like to pick Invoker for Chuan, of course, but it is against a Void. They've shown previously they don't really care if there's a Void. They will still pick it for him. They've got great setup if you just want to do the Exort in terms of kills with the Sunstrike, with the missile, and with the telekinesis. It's just, it's a risk for Aster. I'd say it is Chuan's best hero, but there is a Void in the game, so we'll see if he's learned his lesson. Because the last few times where they've tried to play into the Void, it's not gone well for him.
I think it's a decent Razor game for either side. We've seen a little bit of that hero.
Yeah, I mean, two melee cores showing right on each side.
Yeah, and both of them take advantage of the offlaner, right? Both of them are kind of like tanky, slow on damage, and you're going to be able to stay on top of them with the static link.
After you said, I wouldn't be surprised if Alliance just takes it here.
Oh, the mid-dazzle!
And now you can't really take that Razor, so it kind of denies that as well. And we've seen dazzles. These guys can just take over the game, especially from that middle lane.
Yeah, another one of those, that is one of the pros of having Limp, is that he does have these unique, mid heroes that really dominate their lanes quite well. But I've seen a lot of matchups against Dazzle where you just kind of get a mid laner that can farm neutrals pretty well, and at some point in time you're just like, okay, I'm just going to start abandoning the lane, because he can't pressure your tower that well, right? He can really hurt you in lane, but he's not a hero that's going to be able to take your mid tower super quickly, and nor is the rest of Alliance. So you've got at least that going for you.
Yep. Just don't get dominated, as you said. Get a hero that can jungle.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they got 30 things to decide on. Anything just coming to mind? You've got two saves, right? You've got the Abba as well as the Venge. So maybe you do. Do you still? How much do you like OD now that you see a Dazzle?
Well, OD was banned by Alliance.
Yeah, that would make it very bad.
It was very good. It was a very good suggestion.
But what about? What? Looks like he's ready.
Taking off the headset.
He's gone.
He knows
Looks
what he
at
wants.
the camera. Oh God! Don't look at me. I'm gone.
We can't win.
He's gone. He's left.
He's gone.
He's just
gone.
Naga Siren into the mix. I mean, okay. That's the answer to the Void in terms of that, but that is your carry. They're going to send Chuan mid on the Bloodseeker.
You have to be doing mid SEC Naga.
Well, because I feel like Bloodseeker gets destroyed by mid Dazzle, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it will get
bodied. Yeah. So they're probably doing mid Naga Siren, which I think you can mirror image maybe to get rid of the poison. At least you're high armor, right? You've got that going for you. It's again a hero that I think you needed some sort of harder carry for sure, because I just don't. I mean, you could have. There was just no mids I felt comfortable DK to try and pressure towers and take the early game. That doesn't feel super good this game. So I think you needed a bit of a harder carry. You needed a hero that was going to be able to play off of neutrals, and we've seen Naga Siren play against these Voids and be a pretty good counter. So.
I mean, it is, as you said, it's a harder carry, but these Nagas come online a lot quicker, right? You get a Manta, you get a Diffusal, and all of a sudden you probably are the strongest hero on the map. So, Owen, who are you feeling?
I've got to go with Alliance.
Okay.
I think I've got to go with Alliance. I'm not really that 5th pick Naga Siren. I see why they're doing it, but it's it doesn't. I don't think it scares you if you're Alliance. It was sort of an old counter. I think you're going to be able to play around it pretty easy. You're going to have a lot of catch, right? You're going to have sort of this LC. Between the LC and the Grim, you've got a lot of good ways to sort of clear out the illusions for the most part of the game, and obviously until they get a lot tankier later on. And you've got an Eco Baby Void with so many buffs, right? You've got 4 heroes next to this Void that all in themselves can offer something to make Nico Baby that little bit stronger. So yeah, I think I have to go Alliance all the way. I think it's going to be pretty easy for them.
Okay, Cap, 3 bullet points. Who's going to win?
It's going to be Alliance for the reasons that you've got Naga Siren is good reset, but it doesn't actually have a whole lot of follow-up. You only have Blood Right?
Blood Right.
Yeah.
Really, and whatever Rubik steals.
That's pretty much it. Like, that doesn't feel super good. I'm not convinced about the lanes. I think, Naga Siren will probably do fine against Dazzle, but I'm not convinced that side lane Bloodseeker is going to do fine against the combination that they have between Grimstroke and Legion Commander. And at the end of the day, it's still Nico Baby Void. There's your 3.
Okay, so it sounds like Alliance may be a little bit favored, but it's time. We're going to head over to the casters. It's Trent. It's Lyrical. What the hell do they have to say about this?
Oh, thank you, Grant. How you doing, you wonderful folks out there? Dota 2-time and Trent, my goodness gracious.
His was way more intense.
I know.
What do you have to think about this? Hi, Grant.
We got to stay on brand, That's who we are.
Right, I got you. Nice and friendly. That's
right.
the whole goal
You're
here.
Canadian. You know how that goes.
Yes.
A.
Wow, this chair is a lot higher.
We can move
I think
around
Gods was going for like a power thing over Owen. He was like, I must be a
lord over you.
Yes. Exactly. Welcome to my studio.
Well, you wonderful folks out there, we got a hell of a game coming up. 3 stomps. That's what happened previously. We'll see if the same thing happens here again.
No.
Do you think it's going to be a stomp?
No.
It's
Because
paused
the panel is wrong. It's now unpaused. So take that. Nice try. Panel's incorrect. Come on. I like some of their points in terms of the song lacking some of the follow-up, but don't sleep on song Blood Right. Pretty obnoxious in the mid game. Alliance are definitely on a timer. They have the mid dazzle. I always have a hard time favoring lineups on a timer, so I can definitely see how Aster can give themselves a victory in this one.
Well, and in a way, to me, it feels as if the way that Aster want to play this game is it's sort of like somebody's pelting you with dodgeballs, and all you're trying to do is just like absorb the dodgeballs, not get knocked on your face, and then eventually you win the game. And they've got heroes that are pretty good at that. Like you jump into Chrono, Naga sleeps, you run away, you get out of harm's way, maybe find a couple pickoffs here and there with Bloodseeker. We'll see how it goes. Ooh, Bash caught out onto Bobica. That man's in a little bit of trouble as Handskin has the fancy footwork to block his path and eventually find the kill. Who's going to get it? Give it over there to my man, Handskin.
Yeah, it was getting a little close near the end there, but of course he would need a lot of juking to try and find a way back to the Radiant side of the map.
Just not meant to be. Got some wonderful chat lines just blaring in the ears there. We love to hear it. But yeah, they're actually going to send SCCC to the top lane, and they are going to have Chuan there mid. So that was what the panel was a little bit worried about, the matchup against Dazzle. How do you feel about that one?
Well, as they described, gets bodied. He's got 6 armor, right? He has himself a stout shield, but I'm surprised to see this. I thought it was going to be the Naga too. Instead, they're doing this more like EG style, like Naga in the Radiant off lane as like kind of your hard carry you're looking to protect.
But she's getting tri-laned and not really able to do all that much. She's going to try and pull that next creep wave, as you see here mid. Chuan just getting the business from Mr. Limp himself. But that's going to be something to watch for, is Naga Siren trying to cut that top creep wave out while simultaneously farming out the rest of the jungle.
If I had to guess, the reason why this is going to work is just all going to be about the use of the Blood Rage and then like the Thirst coming into play, and he's just like, he's constantly regenning, right? That's the whole point, because he does have a lot of damage, like with the Quelling Blade, and Dazzle's damage is relatively low until he stacks up both of the nulls, so far so good for the Bloodseeker.
Okay.
Mind you, like level 3 is definitely where this will really start adding up for the Dazzle, and he's already starting to create that harass. Make sure he secures the range group for himself too.
It is a good bit of damage out there as the Blood Ray comes out. No Thirst yet picked up for the Bloodseeker. And I mean, the big thing that I'm concerned about is SCCC is the carry. He has not gotten the last hit yet.
No last hits yet for who? SCCC?
Yeah, man. He got one. He's got literally one. That ain't good. So let's see. 2-minute mark now as we take a look. Handskin going to throw out the Inkswell there. Excuse me, not Inkswell. Stroke of Fate and get the last hit stolen away.
Just like patiently waiting here. As 3-3 and XXS have, they've ditched, right? Not going to be interacting with each other whatsoever, and this means that that matchup of the ABBA versus the Faceless Void won't become an issue for the side of Alliance. So I think the whole setup here is actually pretty nice for them, as that's something that we've kind of seen over and over, where the Void just like gets bullied constantly by the ABBA. If I'm Alliance right now, I'm thinking like, all right, when do we get a kill opportunity here? All right, I got a Grimstroke, I got an Ogre.
Yeah, it does feel like they haven't had that many opportunities, but likewise, it's been to the tune of Faceless Void getting a lot of farm while Naga basically has nothing. Not sure if that's going to continue in that direction, but this side pull gets made off, and it's now a full-on 3v3 in the top lane. Meteor Rune spawning down bottom. Let's see if Lick decides to head over there to get it, as Chuan tries to last hit to get the regen that he needs, and playing with a little bit of fire here.
Yeah, we got that like bounty first blood as they're kind of like duking out near the runes, but other than that, it's been very chill. I mean, the only person who's trying to drop low is the Bloodseeker in the mid, but he's just ferrying out that regen.
And you can see here that they're trying to put the hurt onto Handskin if they can, as they throw out that magic missile up towards the top, pull back in, getting a little bit more damage. But they will instead turn now when the Inkswell onto Fade. This guy's going to get stunned and likely brought down. If they can find a bash, need one more, don't even need it. Just get the finish.
Now, I'm no expert, but I believe they went on the Ogre.
I think you're right.
And from what I know about Dota 2, the video game, that's like just the one guy you don't do that on. Like Fada, I think, has played Ogre more than any other 5. I feel like when I watch their whole qualifier runs, it's become a 5. He's just Ogre, 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 over and over. So this one, he has got on lock. He understands how to do this. Like, perfectly baited. He was, like, deceptively low HP because he was, like, at a 3rd HP, and they're like, oh, an easy kill. Didn't turn out that way. He's got 8 armor right now, guys.
He's just a monster, honestly. And the thing about it, too, is we do see Handskin head down here to the bottom tower to deny himself out. Is that you kind of like feel that comfort, particularly when you're switching over to another lane. It's like, all right, we got to pick Void. I'm going to get to play Ogre. Everything's good in the world. Like, this is wonderful. As we see that blood right damage being laid out there onto the Dazzle yet again. And getting close to those bounty runes spawning. SCCC has caught up a little bit since the initial tough going of it. And we'll probably eventually see him head off to the jungle at some point.
Man, I gotta say, I do love, though, how Chuan's been playing that lane in the mid as we see 3-3 getting a little bit low here. Needs a few more stacks. He's kind of got the speed.
Yeah, and the Mistcoil is going to come up again in a second.
It's going to be like the slowest kill.
Oh, the bounty rune doesn't spawn in time. He wants it. He's not going to get it. Dude, XXS gets the kill in both bounties. Easy peasy.
Looks like he was just shy of the mana for TP if he sticked, I think, so that was his main issue.
Another round of Inkswells up top, but the lift is going to interrupt that pressure. Eco Baby forced back yet again.
Man, that is sick, though. Gets like the double bounty because of that, and then they go 3 for 1. For the side of Aster, gives themselves a nice gold lead after dropping a couple of these kills.
And this mid lane is looking absolutely fine for the Bloodseeker.
Yeah, I mean, you can understand why, like, as a panel, or even just initially when you look at this kind of matchup, you're like, one, he just got, like, bullied completely out of the lane, but the constant survivability, it's kind of like CK, right, where you're just, like, constantly getting that HP over and over. Sometimes you maybe undervalue it. And in a matchup like this, and now that he's level 6, right, he just goes for it.
And rotation comes in. Fade going to help to secure this finish as they try and take him down and manage to get the kill. I guess the other thing to think about is that with the tri-lane versus tri-lane, you're kind of bringing everybody's health low, and you get the benefit of the thirst stacks that way as well.
Plus, like, Dazzle's big thing is the Shadow Poison, and it is the, like, level 3 and level 5, but doesn't really have anything that happens at level 6. There's no real change in the lane dynamic, whereas obviously a lot of mid-heroes have that addition of the ultimate, and Bloodseeker being brought here with a really early Rupture is just a free kill with the rotation.
Get the Illusion Rune spawned there as Legion tries to keep this creep wave back behind the tower, and XXS just having none of it.
He can just use his Illusions now to freely farm this all up. Wonderful time here for 3-3.
Yeah.
In fact, he could micro one of these and go grab the next wave if he wanted to. I think that's what he might be doing.
Oh, that's real nice.
Yeah. Easy life.
That is so sick. God, illusion runes like sometimes can just make all the difference. I feel like we should be seeing more and more supports like stacking with illusion runes too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely something that's improved over time.
Yeah.
Stacking or blocking camps with it too.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, SCCC, of course, is getting that done right around now. Farming this stack. I see another triple stack down to the left there as well. Oh yeah, it fades. Like, you know, I'll just hang out. Is that cool?
Dude.
I have as much XP as my Naga. All right, he's got kicked out here.
I just wanted to throw out the little wave of terror there. SCCC says you cannot stay here anymore. I'm level 3, dude. Leave me alone for a little bit.
And Bobica, I noticed he started with the he had the Bassi as well as like some shared tangos to help out with. He's just soaking up this free XP while his Naga jungles.
Yeah. Nico Baby is already level 6, which is kind of crazy. And that is definitely the thing to be worried about if you're Team Aster right now. Alliance, on the other hand, I mean, is there anything that you're too concerned about for this team at this point? Anything that's not going great? Is 33 just going to get ruptured down bottom? Looks like he'll be able to escape.
I would say maybe the Bloodseeker's a bit concerning.
Okay.
He's off to a pretty good start, obviously, by getting that kill against his opponent in the mid lane. He is the second highest net worth on the Radiant team and about 500 gold ahead of the Dazzle. And again, Dazzle, not really a late game hero, not a comeback hero. He's neutraling at the moment, which I don't think is the happy place for a Dazzle player. But he should be able to still hold his tower.
I'll have to wait and see if, you know, Chuan. I mean, that's the other thing too, is that there aren't really that great of building pushers for Team Aster, with the exception of like the ABBA.
The way I see this going is that level 10 happens, the Tome comes out for Fade, they rotate mid, they rupture the Dazzle if he's there trying to defend the tower, they swap him. If he has a Grave TP at that point, then maybe it'll all be for naught, but he might not have it skilled by then.
Okay. Well, and of course, if you've got the Venge in there with swap, then you're going to have something break the TP anyways.
That's true, I guess you can just use the second one, right?
Yeah. In the meantime, Fade very quickly getting up those levels, going to be able to get level 6 with that Tome in just about a minute, most likely. As long as nothing else really changes. In the meantime, they get that pull off. 3-3 stuck there like, what the hell am I going to do now? I don't even have creeps.
Oh, Fada going for the anti-triangle ward here. He's dropped it down here, so wants to keep an eye on this Naga. Make sure that they know when she's in there just trying to farm everything up, but it's still going to be difficult to make an assault in there when they have the song, but he's basically prepping for a Chrono invasion.
Okay. We'll see if SCCC decides to change the field of play and maybe head down bottom or something, but looks like he's just going to be in that area. Bloodlust, Fata, they give Bobica a little bit of a, hey, how you doing? Get back on your side of the river.
Fade's coming too. This is about...
And the XXS rotation, yeah, that's pretty big. Nico Baby does have Chrono, but does not want to use it here. As 4 heroes show up in the top side.
Yeah, it was looking like it was about to get really messy, and then Nico Baby was like, I don't think this is a good Chrono, guys. I think I'm out.
Seems likely.
At least Hanskin made the right call of getting the bottom bounties, so both secured for the side of Alliance. Now they're going to bring both supports down here with 3-3. Has not won a duel yet at level 8, and they're looking to make it happen. Body block him in. Don't let him out.
Run away, Bobica.
Fada? He took the wrong turn.
He's getting blocked by the creeps. All right, yeah, they got him there, and that should be enough to get the duel victory.
And no counterplay aside from a tower take.
Yep.
But that bottom tower's pretty low. I don't know if Aster want to try and come save this. The only way they could would be like a song TP or something, but this is a tri-lane Naga, so level 7, not going to be ready for that yet.
Just continuing to max out the farming potential for that hero instead. So hit the 11-minute mark, only 4 kills apiece for these two teams.
Wow, this is pretty bold. And they're going way into Alliance territory, and man, he died fast.
Yeah, they just jump in. The big Chronosphere, but they canceled the TP. Now going to TP in with the Legion. A little bit awkward to start this one off. Aphotic Shield trying to get out with Chuan. Can they chase him down? It doesn't look like it. No duel. XXS walks away. Do they find anything off of this?
Does that courier have the Tome? Get that Tome to Venge!
Looking for the follow-up. Get out of there. He's gone.
Now go back in with Rupture.
I mean, they get the kill. They use Chrono. Nothing gets done. And there's also a TP top by Legion. That's a big win for Aster.
Fade, pop your Tome. Gamer? All right, let's go, let's go. I'm ready to just run back in there. They just chronoed? Like, It's time to rock and roll here. XXS, was it him who was talking about how he loves this hero and like is oh no, I think that was IG actually who were discussing it. But I can see why offlaners enjoy playing this hero because you get in these matchups a lot of the time. Like if you get a 1v1, it's great, right? Like the way this passive works now, you get to max it. Miscoil's like your Garbo spell, and they are gonna smoke. It was outside of the vision of the ward, but they were also kind of like mulling about in that area, so Alliance could still have a read on this.
Limp is right there, and 3-3, they get the vision. Do they decide to pop
fast
it?
enough.
Not going to go for it, but this kind of secures the tier 1 tower potentially.
I think Fade just missed the swap. Maybe he was just outside the range.
Yeah. XXS sticking around, trying to get that curse onto the tower. Still has his ulti available. They're hoping to pop it for nothing, but it's not looking like that's going to happen.
So patient here, not dropping the Rupture.
Yeah. And again, without Chrono, it's sort of begs the question of why.
Yeah. I mean, if he walks onto your high ground here, is Venge that far back? Like, man, he is just toying with them using that ward. He's now going to see them stack up these Ancients as well. It gets pinged out there.
We'll see. Not deciding to go for it again. Rupture into swap, a very potent combo. But I guess that at this point right now, Aster, again, they're not looking to really push the tempo. They're all about getting SCCC online. There's tons of space for him.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's exactly the thought process of just like, all right, yeah, if we lose that fight, though, they might just like walk into our towers and Chrono will be back up soon, and yeah, no point risking it, so.
Playing it safe.
I can see that mentality, but, you know, you have a Bloodseeker and a Venge, I feel like you want to do stuff. And now, like, Abba's just like feeding.
XXS run away. Photic Shield into the Chronosphere. And the Bloodright trying to get him out of there. They use the Rupture at this point. They have Nico Baby controlled, but not going to be able to get killed. They're both TP'd. They're just like one after the other out of there.
All right, bottom lane.
Oh, they find the kill. Stolen overwhelming odds there by Bobica. So they managed to get 2 return kills as eventually they'll find the dual victory.
That's not worth it. Giving the dual victory for like the grim kill. I'm completely fine with that if I'm Alliance. Jeez, like they missed a window, right? Chrono's down. You have Tome on that Venge. Get 6. Have Rupture. Won't fight. And I don't know. Feels like they don't really know what they want to do. This reminds me of that time Aggressive picked Bloodseeker and like just like farm for 30 minutes.
I remember that.
China Bloodseekers. I don't know, guys. Come on now.
See what he can do here. I mean, again, this is similar to what we saw previously. Rupture, ready, Fade nearby. Are they going to party? Swap in one time. And Spada going to be gone? No, they're going to press the attack and the turnaround
I got
kill.
one rule.
Oh.
Not the Ogre.
What are you doing?
It's the one rule. I mean, level 1 swap is pretty trash. I've probably been a little bit too harsh, I think, on Fade. But, like, you could maybe lead with the Rupture, and then at least that forces stuff.
Well, nonetheless, it's a 15-minute mark now. Alliance going to pick up 3 out of the 4 bounty runes, and the hero that is most happy about all of this is probably still going to be SCCC, who now has his Yasha online and is going towards that Manta style next. I mean, is it a free Yanaga game if you get to the end? She's farmed, did he just win?
It's pretty damn good. There's no doubt about that. You're versus the Faceless Void, which in general you like, even having the late game.
Oh, the big old jump down. Bloodright out already, trying to find that kill. Swap back in spite of the grave. Naga Siren eventually going to be taken down here as Nico Baby shows up. They try and kill off that Abba. Not going to happen. Fade barely able to walk away from that one. As he still has another magic missile, they try and take down XXS. Another Bloodright going to be thrown out there as the stun connects onto this Void, stealing away the time walk.
Oh, he's going in.
And the Chrono connects the second round of it, but there's not any extra damage to throw into this at all. They get the telekinesis run back. Chuan is going to be controlled there by the stun. They find the kill, but they can't take down Nico Baby. Nico Baby trying to look for the secondary, but not going to be there.
And Fade, again, just lingering around there, still trying to help out. Winds up being taken down there, too, so adds a second bounty on there for Alliance. Fada getting a lot of that gold. And not going to be able to push for a tower, so that is still something for Aster, as our gold still remains very close overall at the moment. And yeah, only oscillating between like a 500 gold lead for most of this game.
Well, Stun gets thrown out, and my man Bobica, ooh, time walk away. Does have a telekinesis afterwards. He's just out of there.
Yeah, I think he tried to steal Chrono, but wound up with the time walk instead there from Nico Baby.
It's really interesting in this game because often the ones that we've seen today, all of the matches have been like somebody loses their lanes terribly, or they like take one big fight around the mid game and then it suddenly swings all one direction. This still feels very, very even.
Yeah, it does. Actually, he like definitely intended to solo time walk. Never mind. Because he time walked it in Chrono, so he obviously knew that he must have he must have waited or taken it before. But yeah, it is. Yeah, I would say most of the games have felt like, all right, this game's over. At like 18 minutes, it's like, all right, one team has a very clear. We're just gonna like take this one. I think Alliance probably wish they were a little further ahead. That little like trio of green at the top of the net worth bar is a bit concerning, I think. You would maybe hope to have a couple of these other dire cores mixed in there, but it's not a humongous spread. Obviously, a lot of it is tied up right now into Nico Baby, and he's gone for the Mjolnir, so he's going to be very farmed this game. And he's also not looking to fight right away without that BKB. Fade gets the D ward as he tries to escape up here from 3-3, but he's got the blink.
Got the follow-up. Don't know if he's going to be able to get the dual victory. And in fact, Song the Siren comes in. That does mean
but wait, there's
potential
more
for counter initiation play to come in. The jump looking for it. Do they have any follow-up? The big old round.
It's 3 seconds till Chrono.
Nico Baby looking for the opening. They're all grouped up together. He's not going to hit any of them except for the one. Oh, that wasn't that good, but still managed to find the kill on the Rubik. The problem is that SCCC doesn't really have anywhere left to go. He's low on mana. Chase down coming.
He's got to do the jukes and the jives. He got him.
And in the meantime, Chuan off to the side here, just fighting the rest of the team. Nico Baby jumps forward, but will not be able to find anybody else, it looks like, as the bash connects onto Fade Rupture, and then give him the old walk away.
Running away from the Chronoless Void is generally not a great sign, but when the guy has only gotten the Mjolnir, he does have a lot of damage at the moment, and Bobica is quite a bit of your team fight control right now. So him being dead so early in the fight means they don't want to try and duke it out with this Dazzle with the mech.
Yeah, and you can see here as well, like, you end up getting the kill on the Legion Commander as well as the, or rather, it was onto Bobica and onto Fade, and you had to buy back on Fade, so not necessarily the greatest thing in the world there. Should also mention that I think 9 of the deaths right now on Aster have been on the Rubik and the Venge. So SCCC still able to farm throughout all of this.
What do you think about Fada's mindset in this game here? 90 GPM talent, and what is that little thing queued up there?
I mean, he ain't getting it anytime soon. Oh, duel though. Maybe a chance for a turnaround. They have the mechanism afterwards if they want to use it. Fade already dead, and Chuan also going to be in the grave, throwing bodies at Alliance right now. I kind of like it, though. You always love to see a little bit of the Midas on the Ogre.
I'm getting pretty concerned if I'm on Team Aster right now. I feel like I'm looking at my Bloodseeker and I'm just like, man, I wish this was like any other hero. Like, it might look better once the songs start coming out, right? And then maybe we can get ourselves a song into a Blood Raid or something, get that big pure damage going. But as of now, I don't think we've really felt that great of an impact here so far.
But I mean, by the time that comes out, Limp already has Guardian Greaves. You're likely going to have the BKB done on Void. You know, Legion won't really have an answer, but likely you're going to be trying to start the fight with Legion anyways. Yeah. Oh my god. That does feel kind of nice, though, if you're looking at SCCC. Just fighting the illusions, Nico Baby gets brought down to about half HP.
That's what the Dazzle's for, baby.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. Get over here. Come TP across the map, core player. All right, they are actually kind of messing them up right now.
Oh. Thought something was going to happen there more.
Yeah. I mean, you force out a level 2 song, so 2 minutes where you know that's not available, and you do have the chrono, so good opportunity to go for a smoke. They've drawn the line with Fada. He wants them to make that direct line to the mid lane to try and save this tower. So Fada makes his TP, checks for wards, and wants to see if they can push them back here. XSS is going to die for this for sure. And Void didn't make the direct path.
No. He headed back, and he's just farming out the jungle. TP coming in far too late from him as XSS is just going to back out.
Nice job there from Aster. They kind of called the bluff there of Alliance by like TPing that Ogre right in front.
Yeah.
Maybe hoping they could convince them that they were going to make a full hero defense at the tower.
You can see that now Tron just trying to get more farm into that next item that's going to allow him to stay survivable. Should be noted that Aether Lens is already done for the Grimstroke, who's gotten very farmed so far and is building into the Yule Scepter next. Has that 90 GPM talent, which is so tasty.
Yeah, try and save himself from the Blood Right, either by dodging it or just getting rid of the silence after. Maybe even just using up the Bloodseeker can be helpful during team fights.
All right, let's see how he does against the Diffusal Blade. Pretty good.
Got him.
Pretty good. Send in a couple more of these illusions, but it's a Naga that's going to need a heart, I think.
It's a Void who has a BKB, though, so now it is time to take the tier 2s along with these, what should be very easy tier 1s, I imagine.
Yeah. Just kind of all conglomerating around this area. As the Vision up on the high ground. I believe Aster knows that that's going on right now.
That's the full commitment from Alliance. That's
right.
All right, we're not leaving. We're here defending this ward, and we're taking this tower.
Challenge is laid out, but in the meantime, SCCC is getting damage onto that bottom tower, so a little bit of extra movement is, man, Bobica able to walk away there. The tower is gone.
Very safe steal. Just like, you know you're going to get the time walk. Then you can just use it to escape if he tries to dive you. Meanwhile, SCCC did take the counter tier 1 on the opposite side of the map. So call that a bit of a victory. Now he puts that pressure onto the tier 2, but Alliance, rather than continuing down that top lane, they want the big prize of the mid tier 1, trying to prep for a Roche.
Just having these heroes that you can just sit in a lane and like don't have to worry about things. Like, this is so frustrating to play against, I'm sure. They TP in a couple, Song of the Siren into TP away. Let Legion finish that TP, and she's going to push out top lane now.
Yep, just very safe play from SCCC.
I think that he even kept his Song far enough away from the tower that his illusions could keep hitting it while he was TPing.
For that unhealable damage.
Exactly.
Is that what we're going for here?
Pop the ulti from the Abba, forces him on back, looking for the dual follow-up to swap out for Fade, but they've already found the ulti out from the Grimstroke. Follow-up coming in from Nico Baby as they try and get the kill, but they're not quite going to get him. Forces out the Chrono. Nice. And Fade, in the meantime, looks like he is also going to go down. No, he's able to get out of there. They don't want to die for SCCC, and he's actually out of mana at this point, finding the follow-up. No, but the turnaround comes out. They destroyed him. Bloodseeker didn't stand a chance, and SCCC is also going to get ran down. Ultra kill, Nico Baby.
Did you think you could kill Faceless Void? I mean, he was still backed up by Limp. He's like holding the shallow grave. He dropped so low. Oh my god. I thought he was dead.
You know, I think there's a Twitch emote for that. My god.
A replay? I love replays. I'd be happy to see that.
And right into the Roche afterwards. Oh, that was dirty.
So this all started off with a nice little DD take by XSS. He's like, oh yeah, I should probably get that for myself, right? That sounds like a fairly good idea here. They drop the Rupture super early, and then they like really overcommit for the save on that duel. I mean, it's understandable. You're trying to like save your core player. So Nico maybe had to BKB to barely get off that Chrono, because he was like getting mana drained, I believe, from the Naga Siren. And then what happens here? Does he get the Blood Rage? Oh no, it's just tons of buffs. Just buffs all around. Buff on buff on buff.
And I mean, the other thing too is these extended team fights. That's just where Dazzle lives.
Yeah.
The bad juju.
Also had the help of knowing the Naga Song was down too, right? For that, because of that escape on the bottom lane. And that's going to be a little better soon for Aster, because he's closing in on level 18 for the Naga Siren. So we'll have that cooldown reduced. But yeah, that is level 20 for Nico Baby. Holy, 7-0-5. Has the time while cast range. This guy is zooming across the map.
Aegis, no need for buyback. Just get that MKB. And yeah, I mean, this is the point in time in the game where you wish your Naga had that extra item. Is going to be able to pick up the Reaver here, but Aster's game plan, getting a big old foot in its backside.
And if SCCC, I mean, he should be seeing this void now, and he's going to be like, well, I don't know about Butterfly anymore. It's obviously so good for your illusions, but he...
Oh,
I don't even know if it hurts that good.
Bring the courier out, Fada, your Midas. It's in your backpack, your base.
He actually finished it?
He did.
Dude, like, you're winning so hard right now. Man, the instant return is too much for him.
Oh, God, Nico Baby just jumps in and demolishes him. Fade. He didn't stand a chance. And now hitting the building, daring anybody to walk up to him. This Void out of control. And guess what? There's another support right there. So they want to try and chase him down. Time walk taken. Success. What you doing, my man? So they get the runaway from the Rupture, and Hanskin is going to die on the other side of the map as SCCC is actually pushing the base. So some split push going.
Maybe he can get a tier 3. I mean, that would be a pretty huge victory for himself here. Hanskin's going to buy back. SCCC's like, all right, fine, I'll give you this one.
I mean, he's still sticking around that area as the pressure keeps on going. On this side of the map, it's just Nico Baby hitting buildings. Whenever he gets a chance to, needs to get the time walk away from the Blood Right.
Now Fada's TPing back too, so they have both supports now in SCCC. He's trying to get the song off, gets stunned, gets silenced, but surely he's going to be fine here. The guy still has a Manta, so...
Oh my god, you just come back to destruction. As Nico Baby takes down Fade and Bobica. Those poor old supports never stood a chance. They take down that melee barracks. Gonna
save
press
the catapult.
Make it happen. Couple more hits. Even the Guardian Greaves. But it looks like that's going to be about the extent of it. We'll see if Aster can make a chase happen. The follow-up. Nico Baby runs into all of them. The stun is out there, draining the mana. Nico Baby in trouble with the time walk. He's able to get it off there, and he has the Grave right behind him if things get a little bit too dicey, as well as the Aegis popped.
This guy's crazy. He's fighting like he has Chrono.
He's thinking about it. BKB pop, turn now onto Fade. Welcome back to the world of the living. Has to swap to try and stay alive, and there's going to be the Rupture. The follow-up comes out. Grimstroke ulti, connecting for the moment, and the TP away. Limp does not want anything more, but they get the swap to pull him back in. And just like that, Alliance throw away 3 heroes.
They did get the melee racks,
yeah.
So it was always going to be a bit of a difficult escape. So it's not a humongous loss. They also, of course, with the rotations of the supports back down bottom, did secure the saving of the tier 3. So no shrines available here. And versus a Naga too, like if she gets that tier 3, she's just gonna keep sending illusions at your shrines, and that can be so obnoxious to deal with. So well played there by Aster, and having the heart though should help a lot for that battling versus like the Grimstroke, for example. Like the fact that Hanskin like died already to those illusions and SCCC, now at the heart, even with your 12% spell amp,
right,
it can be very hard to handle these illusions as Grimstroke.
That's terrifying. The other thing that I saw right there is Naga going for the level 20 and snare cooldown talent, so brings it down to 7 seconds for a 5-second duration. Kind of cool for when the BKBs start to wear down lower.
You know, speaking of cooldowns being reduced, though, Nico Baby is a guy after my own heart because I love Agh's Void. That is just like, oh, it's so good, especially when you know how they're playing this game, right? Because they have the Naga Siren with the 80-second cooldown. It's like, well, what if I just take my Chrono down to 60?
That's true, and it feels like when he has that, there's nobody on the map that can touch him. He's definitely got enough damage at this point to kill people within Chrono.
Yeah, and now it's purchased and on its way here. As Fada has the Tome coming there too for himself on that courier, and Alliance, what is next on the menu for them? That tier 2 in both the mid and the bottom still remain, so they might want to try and keep that mid lane pushed out, but you know SCCC is going to start to get very obnoxious. They've actually circled that top part there. You can see from Limp saying we need to get control of this and try and beat back these illusions.
It's just a very frustrating hero to play against. We do see the Abba going back for that Aghanim Scepter build himself. And that can be a pretty cool answer for the Chronosphere.
Yeah. It's one of the better heroes to have it versus.
Look at these illusions.
It's so hard to deal with as a support player.
I'd be down for Fada to get a Dagon. You know? Just bop him.
If he gets a multicast, I'm down. Yeah. Right? Just pops all the mirror illusions. Yeah. Maybe.
I can dream.
I mean, what else are you going to buy this game? You don't really want to force your ruptured ally.
Right. Maybe like a Glimmer Cape or something.
Yeah, there's plenty of better items.
Yeah. Don't you break my dreams, Trent.
I
You got your Aghanim's Void.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, Nico Baby's thinking about using it here. Is he going to dive past? He is, but he's like, oh, where's everybody? Okay, yep, no, I'm down.
God.
One
Right
core.
Is it enough damage, though? The heals, everything, the Ags, actually enough to keep him alive.
Okay.
And they use the swap. Get him out in the end.
Solid save there from Fade. They still have to go and grab this creep wave, and SCCC remains in the top lane with a wall of illusions heading towards that tier 3 tower. The waves are also pushing in bottom, but SCCC, no boots of travel yet, so he can't try and create that cross-map pressure. Right. Ideally, he wants to pressure bottom, right? Because he's already weakened that tier 3 so much. But maybe at the same time, it's like, what's a shrine really going to do, right?
Yeah.
Does taking the shrines really change much for Aster?
I mean, the only thing that it might help would be like the sort of, you know, backstabbing the Naga Siren as she's trying to like push the top lane or something by TPing to the shrine. But yeah, it's not changing the complexion of the game really, and the problems that they're facing. So 9,000 gold lead right now at 32 minutes, and in spite of that sign of life that we saw from Alliance a little bit earlier, excuse me, the sign of life saw from Aster a few minutes ago. Definitely feeling like it's Alliance's game right now.
They have so much vision left over here, though. They did get one of the wards, but they have a great one left over here from Alliance near the mid-tier, too. Just kind of scouting out, like, who's farming the jungle, where Aster are moving out of their base. And when you have that Aghanim Scepter on the Chronosphere, you just want to keep on going constantly and try and keep getting these core pickoffs. Failed last time because of the swap, but they're on it again. Roche may respawn in 1 second. How lucky will they be? It's a minute and a half.
It looks like Aster might have spotted them as they were going for that smoke with the Naga illusion, but as they're all running away.
Good TP there by SCCC. That could have been bad if he tried to make the walk.
Yeah, I think his illusion spotted him.
Yeah.
So the smoke gank will not work, as right now Venge just trying to soak up whatever experience she possibly can.
Oh, and Fada's Sentry does miss that sneaky ward here
That's
from
awesome.
Aster. Yeah.
I love that.
It's a pretty good one. The Moogle just chilling.
It's right there on the map, guys. Can't you see it? Come on. All right. Do they chrono it? No.
That's good. He's like faking. He's like, oh, we have no vision here, so we don't know if you're in Roche or not, you know?
Oh.
He's also just checking it for a spawn. That's the real answer. But, I mean, that's how I would probably read it if I was Alliance. That's
right.
what my first thought would be, okay, they don't know what's going on here.
Yeah. Naga does have that butterfly completed. So, in spite of seeing the MKB on Nico Baby, still feeling like the worry of just getting possibly trapped down by that Legion or somebody else.
There's just not that many items that you can like buff up your illusions with anyway, right? Like the butterfly is just so good. It's still very good for the Legion. Like 3-3 is still gonna have a hard time versus the illusions and perhaps even dueling the Naga herself. So
It's kind of wondering if it would be worth it since illusions have lifesteal now to like get a Satanic or something at some point. But like you said, you need to actually do damage outside of just the mana drain.
Yeah.
So 11,000 net worth lead. Alliance continuing to grow the lead.
Does Bloodseeker ever get scary?
Oh,
That's a duel.
So. That's going to be a Rubik dead. And SCCC still sticking around in the area. You got to be careful here, as the Chrono is available if they want to just drop it.
I don't want to song and save you guys.
Doesn't want to at all. Nico Baby chasing, looking for the finish onto Fade here.
Swap him in.
Another stun in a sec. Chase, run, looking for a bash. Rupture is out there. And also going to drop down that Blood Ray. So they're able to force them back for the moment. It's a good bit of damage gets laid out by the illusions. Clearing out the creep wave with a jump forward bash. That bench just never stood a chance. Whose base is this? This is my base, as he drops down the big boy Chrono onto the top of him. But the stun as they get the song off, and that keeps Chuan alive.
He is BKB out of this, though.
Yeah, this is Danger Town. CCC gonna get bashed, gonna get chased. The swap to try and keep him alive. Nico Baby still in the duration of that BKB. Do they have another mirror image? He's actually still caught there by the time dilation.
Fade's doing it all.
Even when he's dead, he's making it happen. Puts the buyback into there. As they find the secondary duel now, trying to control one, and well, they managed to get the kill there onto Bobica. Still finding another one's not quite going to be as easy as Ogre living through that grave, chasing forward for another round, just bashed all to death. SCCC almost dead, but not quite.
Like, Bloodseeker's contribution in this game has been defensive blood rights.
And I don't think they're even worried about blood right.
No, I don't think so. Ooh, another rough one there for Aster, but not game losing. The top racks obviously gone. Buybacks there on the supports, but they haven't made that killing blow quite yet on Alliance. They're just constantly whittling away Aster.
Now they have Chrono again if they want to use it, but not needing to as of yet as they walk forward into the pit. Limp kind of stuck in no man's land as he's going to get lifted, but pops his own BKB. And now the chase forward, and well, guess who they found? It's going to be the Abba, brought down low, but not quite dead yet. They kill off Fade now.
Song and 2.
Be careful. Chase, looking for that Chrono. It's going to connect, but they have the Abba ulti. Throwing out miscoils to everybody. You're not bringing me down right now, but they do kill off Mobica. And SCCC and Chuan shows up. Chuan doing literally nothing.
Oh my god.
Literally nothing. As the song goes out, and they're just like, get me out of this game. I want away. Oh, goodness, Trent.
Oh, I got to see this death summary. Oh, look how long this stun is. It's just, oh, man. Hard life there for the old Bluzzy. Stunned.
Yeah. I just don't think Bloodseeker is that good. I don't know. Am I crazy?
I mean, he's a snowballing hero, right?
Yeah.
He wants that very aggressive early game, diving for kills, supports, and they just didn't have a Bloodseeker start.
Yeah. Well, Tier 3 tower being assaulted. Sneeko Baby was continuing to just control this game at this point. Dives in, they get the duel again. The Abba trying to make anything happen to keep his team alive, but at the end it's going to be the big old Chrono that connects as they get the double Yule Scepter lift up, but chasing forward, trying to find that Naga Siren. They kill off SCCC again. Nico Baby will not be denied. He's looking for the follow-up chase, finds the Inkswell connection there onto yet another dead bench. SCCC, even the fountain is no safety for you as I'm going to continue to dive into your base, and GG is called before he goes down again. 17-0-11. So who can stop this guy?
Oh man, that was a molly whop, I believe, would be the proper term there for a victory like that from Alliance. They were not able to get the Naga game going.
No, man.
Nico Baby, I know this guy like carries real hard, 17-0-11 as you said, but he has a lot of faith in his allies.
Yeah.
Like, going for that Mjolnir first, he basically said, all right, they have like one option at this point in the game. This Bloodseeker does nothing. Their only hope is this Naga. I'm just going to go Mjolnir, guys. I'm just going to eliminate the illusions like instantly in that kind of like early like mid-fights when the Naga was like sort of showing up. And he was just backed up there by Limp with the heals of the Greaves, with the Graves. Never had to really worry about his own positioning in the team fights.
Yeah.
Oof. That was hard to watch.
It really was tough. And I think that what you're talking about also about like having faith in his team, it's also his team giving him that extra, like, you know, the panel was talking about boost of adrenaline, right? You've got the bloodlust, you've got the, you know, press the attack. You've got all of these things, lowering the armor with all the dazzle spells. It's all good stuff. It makes him hard to deal with.
I think they just need a more reliable like tempo hero for the side of Aster for the next game. If you are relying on someone to like set the pace and create all these opportunities for your Naga Siren to like be a threat and to be scary, you need someone to actually go around the map and do stuff and set up kills. Right. And at least for them, Bloodseeker was not that hero, like at all. Did they ever aggressively move or smoke or do anything? It certainly didn't feel like it.
Nah, man, it was a rough.
Where was my Rupture swap? Well, it wasn't here.
It was not. And maybe a little bit of shell shock here, trying to figure out what they're going to do next time. Aster on the ropes. Is Alliance going to continue this spree of just excellent play? Immaculate from all of them. And the panel trying to digest what's going to happen. We're going to head back to Grant right now. How you doing, my man?
Yo, I'm doing pretty damn good myself. As we saw, Alliance looking happy. Aster looking, I believe the word is befuddled. And now you're one game away from elimination here. This is an elimination series. Alliance one game away from moving on. OD Pixel, Cap, first thoughts on that? Reasonably one-sided. Kind of a long game, but very one-sided.
Beaten into submission. I was sitting there back there in the break room still. Like, I was the last one to come back to the panel because I was like, is Alliance just going to keep killing them until they concede? Because they still have tier 2s up in mid and bottom. And yeah, I mean, that's basically kind of what happened. That I mean, we were wrong about a couple things, though.
What are those? Oh, the middle matchup.
The middle matchup actually went a lot better for Bloodseeker than I expected. I thought maybe that was a lane that should have gone the way of Dazzle. So much so that I thought it was going to be Nagas Iron mid. But they played that matchup. It went okay for them, but still, they just got outclassed.
Yeah, and I think, one of the reasons why I was so confident we're going with Alliance from the get-go after that draft was because it was just such a beautiful draft for Void. I think it was Kat was saying earlier, the reason why Alliance can look so good is because they know how to make Nico Baby's game just amazing. Not to take away from Nico Baby because he plays it great himself on that role, but the fact that all 4 of the heroes around this Void just make the Voids that much more powerful. You see time and time again the attack speed buffs being handed out by the Ogre and the Legion just allowing him to destroy the enemy, the saves available from the Dazzle and the combo with the Grimstroke. We don't see Grimstroke too often, but with the Void, it is like the PAs and the Jugs. Like it just adds so much to his potency. There's no longer these situations where the Void is time walking in and then people are running away. It's having that ink swell, it makes it so hard to go on the Void, because if you're bringing him low, not only is the chance that he's going to time walk, heal back up a little bit, you've got to stay on him a little longer, you're not going to get the chance to stay on him, because suddenly you're stunned, you're taking so much damage from afar from this Grimstroke sitting on the back lines. It really was sort of the dream Void game in terms of a draft that Alliance had sort of laid out, and something that I would be very surprised to see Alliance be allowed to get again. Like, I'm sure Aster is looking at that and they're like, well, hang on, we just literally I don't think Alliance was sort of forced to change any of their picks down that draft. I think they got exactly what they wanted that game.
Yeah, I mean, and then going to that, as we see the stats, the Void, it's Nico Baby's best tier, right? At least that we see him play. Do you think you just get rid of it and make him play something else? Because they're overall first picking it, and as you said, they fill in the roles behind it.
After that first game, I mean, because they basically drafted 4 counters to it, right? They drafted Bloodseeker Core against it. That's a counter. Abaddon for a laning phase counter. Even though they didn't match up against each other, it's still a good pick. The Aghanim Scepter is really effective against that hero as well. You've got the Venge Swap against him, working in synergy with the Bloodseeker, can pull Nico Baby into the silence and stuff. And then the Nagas Iron reset. And you still couldn't beat it because, Alliance, what it is Nico Baby is a game winner. There's like a certain subsection of players who you call game winners, who are just like, if you set them up for the win conditions, they will follow through. And Nico Baby is one of those. He's just one of those reliable carries who will win you the game if given the opportunity to do so. And that's why Alliance is able to play like this, why they're able to draft like this, is they're able to play around him. Now, that's not to say that Nico Baby is the be-all, end-all of this team, right? You need to have that good setup for him to be able to follow through. And I think that Alliance did that really well. I mean, 33, I think he performs really well on the Legion Commander.
He had a tough lane, but he brought it back, right? It doesn't matter. Sometimes you can lose the laning phase, but it's about the game itself.
Yeah, the 4-man ran around pretty effectively. The Hanskin's really showing his stuff as a 4 position throughout this alliance. I think people usually get lost in Hanskin thinking that he was a 5 because that's the way he kind of started. But at heart, he's really a 4 position, and you could see that from his play.
He's looking good, and there's the MVP. I mean, 17-0-11. It don't matter how many buffs he gets. You get a score like that, you are the MVP. And the item, the mildly early Ags, we just don't really see that in Carry Voids. I love it, right?
It's just
real low cooldown.
I'm surprised we don't see it more on sort of earlier on. Sure, we do see Voids grab it, but as you say, the cooldown is just ridiculous. As long as you know that the game is at a state where you can sort of guarantee that you are going to get kills with the Chronosphere, it's so good. It really is. Even sure on a carries, normally you're thinking, well, I want damage. I need to focus on sort of keeping myself alive. But the amount it reduces that cooldown is, I think you can expect to see that get changed. When it comes to the new patch, in terms of things you could target, because people are starting to be like, hang on, Ags is just super legit.
1 minute cooldown. Yeah.
Something's going to change because that sort of cooldown on that sort of ability. it's absolute value for the price you pay for an Aghanim's.
And if you think about it, it matches up really well to Bloodseeker and Naga Siren's timings. Both of them, like Rupture is already, 70 seconds?
Pretty
but
low,
as you get the third level of Naga Siren, it goes down to, I think, around 60 seconds. So you pretty much have that straight 1-to-1 matchup at that point if you get the Aghanim Scepter. So,
yeah, not talking about the bans online side. What about just the picks on Aster before we go? Is there anything like you're just like, maybe this Naga obviously didn't work that well? I mean, Bloodseeker, I kind of said it. We saw it the first 2 days, and then we stopped seeing it maybe for a reason. Do you just want him to just completely ignore that draft maybe and just go for something more standard?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we've just seen a lot of underwhelming Bloodseeker. It's even in games like that where he was doing great in the lane, right? He had this lane where he was coming out on top. But if your game slows down a little bit, or if you are against a team that has so many ways of saving the enemy carry,
to slow it down.
And I mean, in a lot of those situations where you saw those first few movements from Chuan up and down the map, he was not getting the kills because they would just TP away. He was down bottom, they TP away. He was up top, they TP away. The draft from Aster just seemed, it just wasn't kitted up to get the kills that they needed to find. They could never kill the Void, and that is it's a huge problem. And I think a bit of an oversight from Aster when this will look back at that draft, they're going to be like, well, how were we planning on killing the Void? These heroes don't just do it. Sure, Naga Siren normally can, but there's a Legion. There's so many saves, so many ways that Alliance can keep that core alive. If you're picking a hero to try and directly counter the carry, maybe you sort of tunnel vision too much. You've got to take a step back and look at the whole draft rather than being like, they've got a Void, we're going to pick a Naga. It's not going to work out like that.
I think they just looked unpracticed in the Bloodseeker and the combinations, right? Like the fact that you see them repeatedly be able to TP away from a Rupture, that says something about their overall team play with that hero. I mean, did we see a Rupture swap? Like, I saw plenty of opportunities where, like, Fade honestly just did not look like a good Venge player, where he just didn't take advantage of certain opportunities presented to him. Where,
it feels like Venge is a pretty new hero, right? So maybe
they're
just
like,
it's good. Let's just play it.
I think it might have been one of those things where, like, they don't have the most practice with it. They they see this Venge coming up. They think it's a good, opportunity to try this out. I'm sure they played it before, but they just don't look the strongest with it. This is not their strongest strategy in their books.
Makes sense to me, but that does mean there's a possibility of only 1, maybe 2 games left. It's Alliance, it's Aster. Stick around. Game number 2 will be very shortly.